All right, for our next stop on this tour, we're here at Parkesdale Farms. This is Matt Park. He's going to give us a little introduction.
So I'm Matt Park, fourth generation strawberry farmer here in Plant City, Florida, actually Dover, Florida, we're standing in. Our farm started in 1956 and we're here today. We stand on 380 acres of strawberry production. The cooler behind us actually takes in about 1,000 acres of berries from outside growers. So my day in, day out is here at the cooler and on the farm. So I guess we'll start the tour here. So right now we're in the middle of transitioning from our winter crop to our spring crops, which would be watermelons, peppers, hot pepper, so it'd be bell, then the hot pepper will be Jap, jalapenos, Serrano, and Cubanelle. Plus we'll have beans, green beans, hand-picked. And then that should wrap up our spring crop. So what we're doing right now is in here cleaning the facility. They're gonna paint, get everything ready for food safety certifications for the spring crops. Oh, we also have blackberries that'll be coming in as well. Behind me are our forced air pre-coolers. We put our hot fruit into there and cool them down rapidly to ensure longer shelf life. Because if you take hot fruit on a pallet, put it in here, it will tend to cook the insides of it, and the shelf life won't it will not be as long. So that's what the forced air pre-coolers do. ¿Qué pasa, cabrón?
It's probably the first time I've been in here.
So this is one of our dry storage facilities. This is where we keep materials before they are taken out in the field to be loaded with produce. Right now, what you're seeing is what's left over from our strawberry inventory. We also have 2 other coolers that we have inventory at, but what we'll do through here is we run all dry boxes, cardboard for the peppers. If we use any wood for any veg, we go. But what you're seeing, like I said, is all clamshells right now. We got blackberry clamshells here, what we're going to start picking next week. Over behind you, you've got strawberry boxes, and then you have all the strawberry clamshells. I believe behind the camera now is mostly tie sheets, white berry boxes, and flat stock for the strawberry boxes, and a few pepper boxes. Go this way. This used to be a breezeway. All this was open when I was growing up. It was a breezeway, just had a lid on it. But our pickle grading line that we had for 34 years was here as of last year. We ended up closing it in to add a little bit more dry space because we got out of the pickle industry. And this year we're actually doing more expansion. So this is actually going to be the drive-through, the offloading and onloading of trucks. There'll be a little bit wider door here, a wider door back here. And trucks will come in with the strawberries. They'll get offloaded going into the cooler right here and get loaded with with our boxes over here. Drive out that way. We're expanding the dry storage room that we're just in, another 100% going out into the field, and the cooler is getting expanded by 100%. So there's a big project going on this summer. If you want to, we'll walk out back and look at some watermelons. These are pepper boxes right here.
You got any plans right now expanding acreage?
Yeah, we have probably about another, as a company, as Parkesdale, we have about 150 expansion, no, almost 200 expansion this summer. And then as a whole for, as a gym pack company, we have probably another 500 total. So what we're looking at behind us was a strawberry field. We actually had planted these watermelon in the middles as we were picking. This watermelons got chopped out at the first of the month. We have expeditions, and then the pollinators are going to be a sangria, the big long seeded watermelon. This is our first season growing watermelons. We normally grow pepper, which we are growing pepper, but we expanded the spring crop into watermelons this year to try something to diversify a little bit more. Probably sitting first week to 2 weeks of May before we start to see any kind of production off of this field here. This field that we're sitting on is 53 acres total. It's one of the 180 acres of watermelon that we have planted this year. I don't know what else.
Total do you farm?
380. And then we also have some cattle as well. So of growing acres, strawberries, veg, we have 380, and we have about 150 of cattle. We do about 20 acres of organics as well, strawberries. No organic vegetables, just straws.
Does everything you grow go to your stand?
Everything I grow, my stand sells, but not everything I grow goes to my stand. My stand, like on a good day, they can move probably 1,000 12-pint boxes of strawberries, and my farm is picking 35,000. So we keep them with as much as they want, as much as they need. But anything we're growing, we always sell it there. From the strawberry onions to the black eyed peas, everything in between.
Y'all market the blackberries up the stand too?
Yeah, the blackberries will be up at the stand. The blackberries will be in a gym pack label because that's our brokerage. That's who brokers our stuff, but it'll be up at the stand. You'll be able to buy them up there. And they'll have a sign that'll say Parkesdale Farm raised and grown, or Parkesdale Farm grown.
Going back to strawberry season, I know you had a few different varieties out here. What would you say, after this year's been over with now, looking back on it, what would you say your favorite variety of strawberry was this year?
What was my favorite strawberry varieties? My overall favorite, Sensation. Sensation. It's not as the heavy yielder as a Brilliant overall, but I think the quality of the berry, the longevity of the berry, and the firmness, and the sweetness of it is what I like. The Brilliant's more of a heavy producer, heavy hitter, comes out, pushes a lot of volume. It's something you need on your farm, but it also comes with its hiccups. It's not resistant to a lot of diseases. And in my personal opinion and my experience, people tend to think that sensations are a little bit more prone to getting water damage. And in my fields, the brilliants are the ones that get water damage first. They're a little, and to me too, when it gets hot, they're a little softer than a sensation. Now, sensations do take a different growing method. You have to learn them, but once you learn them, you like them. Out of the new varieties, and what I think is going to be our mainstay for now, is the amber. We're losing a lot of the chemistry that we have. It's a nice firm berry. It's not a very vigorous bush, so you can plant them closer together. And the calyx, which is the leaf on the berry, tends to pop out and fold back off of it. So what that does is two things. It reduces the amount of water that is on top of the berry, and it also doesn't give the thrips somewhere that they can hide. So with that said, they come out the top of the bush when they're flower. The calyx folds back as they start to red up, and they start to lay down. So we're having less botrytis on the berry, and we're having less thrip damage on these berries because they're more easily applicated to be able to reach them. You know, thrips have to be sprayed upon, or they have to walk through a spray whenever you spray it. And if you don't get contact of any sort when they're hiding up underneath that calyx, you're just, you know, you're not doing a favor to them. So I think the amber is going to be our new mainstay, especially that we're losing thiram. When we lose thiram, it's going to be, we're all going to have to learn how to grow berries again here in Florida. Thiram is something that helps us in the botrytis, and with the new disease we have, pescolosia, keeps it at bay. The thing about the amber is its resistance to pescolosia, and with that backwards calyx, keep that berry drier. Water causes the sporulation of botrytis. So if you can keep that calyx drier, then you're in good shape. So we're gonna have to figure out, like I said, we're gonna have to reinvent what we're doing out here in the field with the least amount of chemistry that we can, because all the chemistry is pretty much being taken away from us right now.
So you think that moves more into biological use rather than chemistry use?
We already are. Biologicals is, it's here. Now there's so many different strands of biologics that we have to figure out the correct way to applicate, the correct application rate, and the correct strand for what we're trying to accomplish. So, and in my practices, I've seen that in the biological world, it's the more dense population of biologics you put on there, single strands. You know what I mean? Once you figure out a strand, it has to be so dense it outweighs the bad, right? So you want it to eat the bad, so you have to put just a absolutely dense population of something that's already alive. Spores. The only way I see that spores work, instead of using a live bacteria, spores, you have to continually use spores, because they got to sporulate and become something. But if they don't have food to eat, they're going to die off right away. There's some biologics out now that are already alive, moving, can jump out of a petri dish in 24 hours. Those are the ones that we're going to have to focus on how you feed them and how you keep them alive. And we have to recognize what strands are going to be the best for what we're trying to accomplish. And there's millions upon millions of strands. So it's going to take a lot of research. They started using they started coming around like in 2002, and nobody really knew about them. So people are just putting multi-packs out, trying to figure out bacillus and trichodermas, trying to figure out what's, getting some good results in the soils. But now we're finding out that they also eat stuff on the top side in the last 10 years, and trying to figure out how to recognize those strands that do it the best is what we're focused on, and how to keep them alive long enough to do what they're supposed to do. So I think Florida's going to be a better place for biologics to work, because we're naturally wet, and biologics need to stay wet to move and to thrive. California, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher because they're a lot drier out there, and the drier the weather, the more problems you're going to have. So
Once the watermelons are done here, what's going to go next?
cover crop. Once we're finished with these watermelons, we'll plant cover crop. It'll be sun hemp and iron clay pea mixture. The iron clay pea normally grows first and puts the cover out. You blend them together, but then once the sun hemp gets above it, then it'll kind of choke them out. What we're trying to accomplish here is putting